Okay, so a friend of mine was talking, we were talking gaming. Surprise, surprise, a lot of my friends game and a lot of us are older. Uh, make of that what you will. Yes, there are old guys that play
War.
games, and I have hit my 60th birthday and I'm still
War
enjoying the
never
hell out of
changes.
games. And he said, what game do you play just for pastime? And I said, well, Fallout 4. And
War never changes.
You're gonna knock him dead at the
he said,
Veterans
well,
Hall
you got a
tonight, huh?
4-year-old
You
game.
think?
What the heck are you doing, playing that? And I said,
Absolutely.
because
Now
it's
get
moddable.
ready and stop hogging the
And we got
mirror.
to talking
Right.
about it, and I explained that you could, because of all the mods you can make, you can change the game in so many ways that essentially you never have to play the same game twice except for the main deal, and you don't really have to do that. Okay, so what really brought this up was I was talking about the amazing quality tweaks and the way that you could resurrect your wife. As you know, or you may not know, your wife is killed and your baby stolen, and you go through. This game is not going to be a respecter of spoilers. I assume that most of you do, and if you don't, stop playing right now. Go play the game and come on back to this later. Um, because there's a lot of cheats in here. There's a lot of mods. This is the game that I like to play in the way that I like to play it. Okay? Um, I played the game through vanilla multiple times, more times than I want to think about, and then started modding the game to my desires because of the sheer amount of repetitions that is built into this game. And some of it can't be avoided. But in this case, uh, I wanted to show this. I wanted the idea of you being able to custom modify your companion and that you go and save your wife. And which, the horror of this, Vault-Tec cons you into getting into their vault and then they freeze you and then the Institute decides, well, uh, we need your kid. Your wife got in the way, so we'll just kill her and we'll freeze you for 60 years while they raise your child and turn him into a monster. Yeah, that's very. I've let the Institute, taken the Institute path maybe 4 times out of 40 playthroughs, and yeah, other than that, I just have no problem killing your own kid. Think about that when you're that disgusted with his behavior. Wow. Okay, so let's do some presets here. This is the looks menu. You do have to have something called Fallout 4 Script Extender. And the way you get that is you go to uh, F in Foxtrot for S as in Sierra, E as in Echo. So f4se.silverlock.org. And you can download the installer. It will install the script extender, and then you go to something called Looks Menu, which allows you to set up all these lovely presets. And so now we have the standard guy. He's got a face that looks like it's been sandblasted. Um, and I got to look at this because this is the character I'm going to play so I can rescue my wife. Okay, so this is one of the ones I've got loaded up. Now he looks like his face has been run over by a lawnmower, but I'm going to show you how to fix this. Okay, so we'll escape out of that. You go to Extras here, and you remove all. And now he looks like a decent guy. This is the fairest, younger skin for males is what I'm using here. Again, you can find that on here, and I will go through the mods list that I've got. Okay, so we got that. Of course you can do stuff, wild stuff. If you want to make the guy look like a post-apocalyptic guy out of, whatever you want. That doesn't amuse me, but it's there. You can go to face tattoos. I will tell you that I was in the U.S. Navy and never got a tattoo. Just never found one that interested me enough to stick it on my body for the rest of my life. Now, other people feel differently about it, and that's fine. Don't really care. But, yeah, each to his own. But for me, don't like it. But I'm just showing you various things you can do. You know, you put freckles on the guy if you like, and scars if you want. This is all due to that. You come over here. One thing, I have a beard, and I've had a beard since I was 17 years old, and I'm 60 now. And you can play with various things here. You don't like the guy's eyes, you can change that. Change the color of his hair. Because of the preset I want to show you on Nora, we're going to go ahead and change his hair color.
You have such strong cheekbones.
And then you can come over here to the eyes, change the color on that. We'll make them look like Twinkies.
Well, hello, handsome.
All right. So now we have the refugee beach bum surfer. And now we're going to set up Nora.
Hey, my turn, big guy.
Okay. And we're using this silky smooth skin replacer on this one. And you can see on the face setups that I've replaced all the presets on this. All these can be modified to just make them look absolutely gorgeous if you don't like the look. And then I have presets that I can bring in. This is a very good one to use. This is one of my favorites as well. But today we're going to go here and we're going Nordic, right? Okay, so we're going to go with that. And we're going to go to the face. We're going to go to color. And
Sweetie, you look as beautiful as the day we met.
then we're going to go to hair. We're going to go to color. And we're going to make them
That looks
similar
nice.
coloration. And then we're going to go to eyes.
I swear, you haven't aged a day since our wedding.
All right. So we've got her done. Okay. And you can go. Mess the body a little bit. Now this is the Alice body, and I'll show you where that's at. And we're using the Easy Girl setup and clothing replacer, which is why it's kind of got the racy look to it, I guess. And then you can make her as large as you want, as muscular as you want. And I'm using the heavy oil on the skin replacer, which is the Silky Smooth Skin Replacer. I prefer the ultra thin on her. I think it looks better with this body type. You accept that. Now, if you don't change back to Surfer Dude,
Let me
blown
just
the whole
slide
exercise.
in here.
Okay. Now what happens is when you rescue your wife, this is the companion you get. And this is amazing follower tweak, so you can have up to 4 companions, and you can throw dog meat in there if you want the dog too. Okay. So we're done. Now this guy is also using the superhero body, and this guy is underweared, so please don't think that it's so I want to skip the pre-war screens, or I don't want to, I should say, just in case we have somebody who hasn't played the game before.
Grognak the Barbarian and the Jungle of the Bat Babies. My favorite.
Brewed to perfection. And today's newspaper just delivered.
More of the same.
All right, so not a whole lot of changes here. But to me, that's a good companion to walk around with. Now, the guy's done an interesting choice, and we'll get into it more later. But a lot of fun.
Now sounds like someone made a stinky. I shall attend to young Sean.
You know, I was nervous at first, but Codsworth's really good with Sean.
But then we're looking at a cold front coming down from Canada, making it crisp and dry for next week's Halloween festivities. Looking in on next week's forecast, we have a high of 52 on Monday.
And hopefully we'll have the Vault-Tec guys show up here. We can walk through that, and we'll set up. And the reason I'm going through this is because the on Amazing Follower Tweak, the premise is that she was shot, but she wasn't killed because she was frozen immediately. Okay, and here's our Vault-Tec foot.
Can you get that?
Good morning. Vault-Tec calling.
Hi.
Good morning.
Isn't it? Just look at that sky out there.
Already want to kill him?
You can't begin to know how happy I am to finally speak with you. I've been trying for days. It's a matter of utmost urgency, I assure you.
I'm here now.
So you are. So you are. Now, I know you're a busy fellow, so I won't take up much of your time. Time being a precious commodity. I'm here today to tell you that because of your family service to our country, you have been pre-selected for entrance into the local vault. Vault 111.
Sounds great.
Oh, it is. Believe you me. Now,
I'm keeping
you're
quiet,
already
dear,
cleared
just,
for entrance
because there's
in the
not a whole lot to
unforeseen
add to it.
event of total atomic annihilation. I just need to verify some information. That's all.
Now, I can't wait for the world to end.
That's the spirit. Now, let's see.
All right. So this is the special perk that we talked about. And it lets you not spend points on raising your stats to what you need them to be. And as I told you in the beginning, the reason for this is I'm
Wonderful.
just tired of
That's everything.
spending points where I
Just
don't want
gonna
to spend
walk
points.
this
I
over
want
to
to
the
get
vault.
through
Congratulations
the
on being
playthrough
prepared for the
and spend the
future.
points on what I want to spend them on.
Thanks again.
Hey,
Okay.
it's peace of mind. That's worth a little paperwork, right?
For you and Sean, no price is too high.
Good answer.
I have my moments.
This afternoon, right here in the city, Boston
Mr.
is
Jack,
swatting Sultan.
Sean has been changed, but he absolutely refuses to calm down. I think he needs some of that paternal affection you seem to be so good at.
Now, having raised
You
two
heard Codsworth.
boys
Go on.
and two stepdaughters, I have changed enough diapers to...
How are the two most important men in my life doing?
choke a
Spin the
maggot.
mobile a bit. He loves that.
Now we'll play with the little deal here. And you can see why I like to skip this whole section. I mean, it's cute
Hey,
once.
how's my little guy? Much better now, huh?
Bearable twice. And then you
Listen,
want to shoot
after
yourself.
breakfast, I was thinking we could head to the park for a bit. Weather should hold up.
Yeah, sounds like fun.
And guys, if you're married and your wife suggests something like that, the answer is yes. No
Codsworth?
matter how
What's
bored
wrong?
you are, just make the best of it and have a great time with it. Used to take my little guys to McDonald's and they'd have a great time, and that's where I get so bored my eyeballs would want to drop out. But it doesn't last very long.
Explosions.
And
We're trying to get confirmation.
I tell my friends when they have
Seem
young
to have
children,
lost contact
and I
with
have
affiliate
very
stations.
friends that are very young.
We do,
Oh,
we do
no.
have.
I play
we do
Uncle
have
Jeff a
coming
lot.
in. That's confirmed
That,
reports. I repeat, confirmed reports of nuclear
But
detonations.
you won't
in New
believe
York
how
and
precious that
Pennsylvania.
gets to you when you get older.
God.
And I'd pay $5,000 to go back to that
Oh, my
McDonald's
God.
at that time. Just
we need to get to the vault.
With the kids
Now!
like that.
I've got Sean. Let's go.
So take it for what it's
Residents
worth.
of
from me.
Sanctuary Hills, if you are registered,
Contrary to a lot of old guys' beliefs, we do not know everything.
Vault participants, this way!
Some stuff we don't.
Leave the bags. Who cares?
Just help me pack
Okay,
it up.
so you're gonna make the dash.
Head to the gate. Vault participants, check in there.
That's absurd! I am
Not on the
Vault
list.
Tech.
You don't get
I'm
in.
going in. You can't stop me. Oh.
We need to get in. We're on the list. Infant, adult male, adult female. We're not
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you.
Good luck,
You two,
ma'am.
follow me.
God
Come
help
on.
us all.
What's going to happen to all those people
We're
outside the
doing
gate?
everything we can. Now keep moving. Step on the platform in the center.
All right, that's it. Send it down.
Almost there. We're gonna be okay. I love you. Both of you.
We love you too.
Oh my God!
Now! Send it down now!
Hold
Now,
on! Faster!
to throw some realism in there, if you were actually looking at that airburst, you'd be blind. So if that ever happens, remember, don't look at the bomb. Turn your back to it. Be wearing light-colored clothing. And if you wonder why I say that, go look up Hiroshima and the people with the checker marks
We
of
did
the
it.
dark dye that absorbed
We
the
made
heat.
it. We're okay.
Everyone, please step off the elevator and proceed up the stairs in an orderly fashion.
No need to worry, folks. We'll get everyone situated in your new home. Vault 111. A better future underground.
So we
And
just...
if you're doing
Yes,
your
up
first
the stairs.
playthrough on this, by all means, just shovel on ahead so you don't have to wait for everybody.
No, wait. Don't get caught up thinking about that.
Sounds good. Step over to the table, take a seat.
You'll need your suits before we can take you further.
Thanks.
Right over there.
What now?
Just follow the doctor here. He'll show you where to
You
go.
wait for the doctor,
right.
you can just turn around and
Follow me. It's gone.
go on straight
Our
through.
home. Everything we had.
Sir?
My mother and father down in D.C.
This is our new home.
Oh, God, honey. What if they didn't make it? I know this is a difficult time.
Just checking everyone off the list as they come. We'll be going over all that in orientation.
Prepared for the future.
Just a few
right?
medical items we have to get through first.
Hey,
Just this way. Just step in here and put your vault suit on.
who's my little guy? I'm not going far. I'll just be over there.
And put on your Volt suit. This guy's got the superhero body installed, so you'll see when he gets
The
out.
pod will decontaminate and
Seats
depressurize
modded
you
to the body.
before we head
the guy
deeper in
comes
the
out
vault.
looking like he's
Just relax.
Arnold Schwarzenegger
Time
on
for a whole new life.
steroids. And so now you've willingly stepped into the freezing cube.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And we get to stare at a white screen.
Manual override initiated. Cryogenic stasis suspended.
This is the one. Here.
Open it.
Is it over? Are we okay?
Almost. Everything's going to be fine.
Come here. Come here, baby. No, I got him.
Let the boy go. I'm only going to tell you once.
And this is Kellogg, which those of you who played the game know all about. So as the game lawyer points out, she's dead, and that's the end of the discussion.
Get out of here and let's go. At least we still have the backup.
Cryogenic sequence reinitialized.
Now, normally this, unless you want to go visit your dead wife's refrozen body, there's no reason to ever come back here. But Amazing Follower Tweaks, because of this option, changes that. And I guess 210 years of postnasal drip, you'd be coughing a little bit too, right?
Most residents must vacate immediately.
Okay, so we'll go check out your wife, the popsicle.
Come on, come on, come on! Oh, God!
Critical failure in cryogenic.
All right.
I'll find who did this, and I'll get Sean back. I promise. I'm not a doctor. Actually, I'll be back later.
Now note that, because you can actually save your wife if you don't mess around too long. You have to get this done before Act 1. After that, the power runs out, and you cannot participate in this. All right. So at this point, there's a stim pack that you're going to want. After the rad roaches have their way with you.
Giant roaches? What the hell?
Yeah, I've never seen a roach that big either.
Residents must vacate.
All right, so boxing with roaches. I'll run in here, get your stim packs.
What happened here? Where is everyone?
They're all dead, dude. All right, you pick up your pistol. You pick up an extra couple packs of ammo and another pistol. And that's really all I've found of value in here. And in here we'll tell you about the cryolator. You can come back later and freeze people with. Or you can open the evacuation tunnel and carry on with the game. Also in here it tells you that the Overseer Vault Tech was destroyed. He didn't realize it, didn't get an all clear. He was afraid he'd be irradiated to death. This is a Vault assistance targeting system. You hit that with the Q key if you're new to the game. A lot of dead roaches. Missed one. And there's still one left. A lot of roaches. Another thing that happens is all the bodies are dead and all the supplies are consumed, which if you go through the logs, it will tell you that they finally had to leave for lack of food. And there was a rebellion against the Overseer. Another roach. Another one will come sliding out of here. Taking all the damage from roaches I intend to. Here you pick up your Pip-Boy. I find it very interesting. They have all this high-tech equipment, but, you know, stuff that you don't have nowadays, but they do it on 64K of memory. And I'm an old enough guy that my first computer was an Apple IIe, and I had two 5 1/4 inch floppy drives, and that was really hot stuff. I think I was in my very early 20s. I thought computers were the dumbest thing on earth until I discovered you could play games on them. But of course you had to learn the operating system. And it became the foundation for a further career in IT for the next 40 years. And all that playing around with DOS and Apple's IIe's operating system allowed me to learn Linux and networking and all sorts of other good things. Alright, so the reason we have gone through all that is to set up the amazing follower tweaks and to show off the various mods that I use. And again, I will tell you there are lots of cheats and spoilers in this because I just am not interested in spending 10 hours getting all this stuff together to put together a single defense turret, all to do it over and over again. Not interested in doing it. If you want to, by all means, do it with my blessings and nods to your patience. Now, one of the things that does bother me about Fallout 4 is, have you ever seen there's AFTs kicked in now? And if you look in the inventory, it's got all the parameters for using amazing follower tweaks. So anyway, you run through here. You can talk to Cogsworth and run around and shoot bugs to start off with. I'm not going to drag you through that. If you want to go do that quest, by all means, do it. Now, you'll notice that Sanctuary is in a heck of a lot better shape than you would suspect, and the reason for it is this. Pop out of the game here, and we'll go to the and you can see how I have got various mods built in here. There's a rebuilt Croup Manor, Jamaica Plain, Somerville Place, Taffington Boathouse, Red Pines, or 10 Pines Bluff. Sanctuary Homestead is the one here. And it cleans the place up so you don't have to do 50 million cleanups. And you can essentially start with setting the place up for your first settlement. And that is Sanctuary Homestead Post-War Edition. Okay. Very nice job. And that was so that's one of the ones that I use. Here's your Fallout 4 extender script, by the way. And this is the address. Here's your Body of Alice. The preset that I used, Xeno, the looks menu. And the skip new game, you could have skipped all that. She's very special. You're very special. And the Valentine, which is for the male character preset. And this is, we'll go and see her next. This is Heather Caston. And it may be the best companion mod in the game, bar none. Even the cartographer doesn't match up with her. Very, very good companion mod. And the premise behind this character is that she is raised by her parents. Her mother died, her dad left her and her sister and went back to the Fallout 3 capital area, and then her sister was killed, and she was grieving for her sister and extremely lonely, and it comes through as you work with the character. Really, you get a lot of sympathy for her and understand who she is, and it's very well done. It's very well voiced, and she has a number of capabilities. She's a vendor as well as everything else, and she can actually, if you'll take the time, can actually learn to unlock computers. And then there's your looks menu that sets up all the presets, and we'll get back to the game. Okay, those are the kung fu moves and pistol whipping people, or pistol whipping air. There's Cogsworth that you can talk to. Do that little quest of shooting bugs. I don't want to. There's your workbench, your weapons bench, your armor workbench. Now, when you go and rescue this Preston Garvey, and you can't help but do so, unless you do the following, then you are kind of you are going to get hosed into providing food, water, defense, and somewhere to sleep for all these people. So these are some tricks that I've learned with the game, and some of them are videos by Oxhorn, who I highly recommend for just learning how to efficiently do something. Okay, first is your batch file. All right, you can scrounge up 50 million tons of stuff, and eventually you can build it. And if you want to spend 20 hours doing it, which is what I found that I was doing, you're welcome to do so. Myself, I have a bat file set up with all the consumables. And I just call it product. And now you'll notice I just get tons and tons and tons of gear. And so when I look at my inventory, if I've done this correctly, you'll see all this stuff in there, and they're all shipments so they don't weigh you down. If you insist on doing it manually, you can look up videos on how to set up batch files, but essentially you take a Word file, a WordPad file, and you put in player.add item, space 1EC, start at, I believe it's 131, and it's hexadecimal, so when you get to 9, it becomes 1EC 39, 139, and then it's 1EC 13A through E, and then you start with 1EC 140, run all the way up to 1EC 153, and you put in whatever quantity you want to put in. Like I said, I didn't want to mess with all that. You don't have to use it, of course, but it lets you do a very quick and easy setup. I say that given the number of settlements you end up having to help. And go in here and set this thing up. It's the first time using it. Come here to beds. Get the beds. Choose sleeping bags. They use less room. You can shove more of them into a given space. And, you know, some people are really picky about how they set things up. That's all up to you. And the settlers will just walk over them as long as they got a roof over their head. Everybody's happy. And you notice you don't need to build more than 24 because of, and it levels you up too. Good thing. Okay, so we got 25. That's enough. Okay, now this is the cheap and easy way to set things up. Just do as that will give you 24 mute fruit. Yeah, you can go plant for your customers or for your sellers.
I need to assign someone to this. I need to assign someone to this.
So you got a gourd over here. Sure do.
I need to assign someone to this.
And we will eventually do just that, Surfer Dude. You know, and plant like you normally do. Go ahead and put your gourds in. If you leave onesies out there, then you don't get full production value. Okay, so now we have, takes 2 of everything except moot fruit, and I just build moot fruit. 24 of them. And I do recommend spacing these out more than you absolutely have to, because a lot of times your settlers and player characters and companions will be doing the agricultural thing, and if you get these too close together, it gets awfully hard to spot them. You got lots and lots and lots of room in Sanctuary Hills, so there's no particular space constraint. Now you do get in places like Hangman's Alley and that are very tightly constrained, unless you mod it, which I have. Okay, so you get your food requirements set up. Next thing you're going to need is you're going to need water. And you'll see that I'm going to level up and I'm going to immediately run down to science. Yeah. And I'm going to take a selection. Well, why would I do that? Well, it comes down to using your all those nice mods you have. And one of them I have is better generators. You can find that on the Nexus mod. And it's got a 10-time option on there, so instead of having to have 30 generators and going through your build budget, you can build 1 generator. The smallest one produces 30. You get tired of the garbage about, you can get rid of it. Just hit the R key, scrap it, scrap it, scrap it. Alright, so you build yourself your little generator at the light bulb. And you're going to want settlers in here someday. So you build yourself a recruitment radio beacon. Now you can do that with just, let's just get out of that for a minute. Then you can go back over to your water. And you can build yourself one of the industrial water purifier. Gives you 40 water with 1 deal. So instead of running around with building okay, so you have a nice little triangle. Somebody hits a deal, but anyway, you'll notice that hits a power line and you don't take everything out. Alright, so we got all that done. You've got yourself 40 water, you've got about 25, 26 food in there. You've got 24 beds, and now you have to worry about defense. Now, in Sanctuary Hills, this right over here is one of the spawn points. Okay. Alright, so we don't want those guys getting in here. We're going to go back over here to the defense. And we don't have gun nut set up yet, so we're going to have to use light machine guns. That's not my preference, but going around and building all sorts of water generation plants isn't, it's even less appealing. And you can come and replace these later if you want. So now you've got yourself set up, and speaking of the devil, get out of that, we can now give ourselves the gun nut perk. Now I can build heavy turrets. Beginning of the game, you don't get hit that heavily, so later you may want to go and replace those with missile turrets, which are the most destructive things I've ever seen. All right. Can never remember if this is the spawn point or it's the one on the other side. So we're just going to cover both because we can, and it's not too hard. These things are much more destructive than the light machine guns. Okay, so we have defenses, we have food, we have water, and we have no armor. Now there's a couple ways to do this. I do have the Cirrus armor set, which is pretty nice. I'm going to have to wait till I get the armor to get it. You can go with the I have that, let's see here. I can make some stuff at a cooking station, but for right now, we're just going to go with, and this is the superhero body, by the way. Or we can just cheat. If you have no weapons to speak of except a pistol. Yeah, it's not how I prefer to do things, and we got to still rescue the wife. But we have amazing follower tricks, so we have lots of companions. So let's go pick up companions, and we're going to go talk to Blogmeat and then go talk to Cogsworth. And pick up two of our companions.
Hey, boy. What are you doing out here all by yourself?
Now, they have all sorts of replacers for dog meat, but I always like the mutt.
You want to come with me, pal?
Just
okay,
the way
then.
it is.
Let's stick together.
Okay. Let's run back here and we'll talk to Cogsworth, see if we can pick him up. Maybe we'll have to do the... we have to go back and rescue Preston Garvey and crowd. And I don't know how everybody else feels, but I really want to shoot Marcy and Jung and Mama Murphy. Just, wipe them off the face of the planet. God, they're irritating. One thing you're going to want to do while you're here, you got a cockroach in here that will jump out when you try to got him. And the things you have to do at the cooking station, you just don't want to leave that all the way over there. So we're going to run this thing back over while we're at the spot and put it at the Manila yellow house. Lovely color, by the way, really. And you're talking to a guy that's red-green colorblind. Yeah. All right, so we got that part done. Let's go ahead and get the chemistry station. And a lot of your mods use the cooking station and the chemistry station. Now, one of the armors I like to use on my males is the Corsair X92. And then later you can craft the use the help function if you download it. Do the X92 4. Tell you what it is. And there it is. 1B00081. So we'll grab that. Back to your apparel. And you now got a decent set of armor. Okay, we can go talk to Dogmeat. Or Cogsworth, excuse me. Got Dogmeat. You got some friends. See, we have to go do the
As I live and breathe. Oh, it's really you.
Codsworth? You're still here. So other people could still be alive too.
But of course I'm still here. Surely you don't think a
this
little
guy cracks me up. I've never taken him as a companion for very long. Also because I was
But you seem the worst.
I like the other
Best not
female
let the
companions
wife
better
see
for
what
some
that's
strange
saying.
reason.
Where is the missus, by the way?
They killed her.
Sir, these things you're saying, these terrible things, I believe you need a distraction. Yes, a distraction to
Well, we can pick up some
calm
points
this
on this.
dire- It's been
We'll
ages
rescue
since
Garvey,
we've had
and
a
then
proper
we'll
family
go
activity.
on the search for Curie, and then go rescue the wife.
That game. Is the lad with you?
Sean's been kidnapped. But I'm going to find him. I'm going to get my son back.
It's worse than I thought. You're suffering from hunger-induced paranoia. Not eating properly for 200 years will do that, I'm afraid.
200 years? What? Are you?
A bit over 210, actually, sir. Or give or take a little, for the Earth's rotation and some minor dings to the old chronometer. That means you're 2 centuries late for dinner. Perhaps I can whip you up a snack? You must be famished.
Codsworth, you're
And
acting
you get to pick up a few points by going for
weird. What's wrong?
the yellow reach there.
Oh, sir, it's been just horrible. 2 centuries with no one to talk to, no one to serve. I spent the first 10 years trying to keep the floors waxed, but nothing gets out nuclear fallout from vinyl wood. Nothing! And don't get me started about the futility of dusting a collapsed house. And the car! How do you polish rust?
Whoa. Focus, Codsworth.
I'm afraid I don't know anything, sir. The bombs came and all of you left
So
in
we can't
such a
get
hurry.
him yet. Now,
Certain you and your
you
family
can
were
chase Cogsworth around,
dead.
shoot bugs, make a little
I did find this.
experiment or a little experience out of
I
it.
believe the missus was going to present it to you as a surprise. But then, well, everything happened.
Thank you, Codsworth.
You're welcome. Now, enough feeling sorry for myself. Shall we search the neighborhood together? The missus and young Sean may turn up yet.
There's nothing left here. It's all gone.
Well, if you wish to venture to parts unknown, I won't stop you. I shall guard the neighborhood in your absence.
Okay, so we've gone through finished the thing with Sanctuary. And then I want to show you two more mods that I like a lot. I only use 2 weapon mods. And you can actually search these. One is the M82. So we are going to you have to put that 4 at the end because it lets the game search in the right category. And remember, this thing is really a collection. It's a graphics engine with a collection of databases and database tables. And you get this lovely bit. Now, this is actually a fairly decent rendition of the actual rifle. 50 caliber weighs about 39 pounds. And military snipers take them out and use them against trucks and armored fighting vehicles and the like. Not really meant for use against people. You can kill somebody just as dead with a 7.62. Doesn't have the same range, of course, but yeah, that's this is an anti-material rifle. That's what it's used for. But it's also pretty darn good against death claws, and you'll have to face one of those, right? Okay, so we have that, but you don't have any ammo, and the ammo's expensive. So you can do the help .50 4. There, it gives it to you. So you can come back up here, put your add item. And we'll do the one F279. And ammo doesn't weigh anything. It's self set up. Now, obviously, this is not something I recommend for somebody playing the game first time, because it will totally change the nature of the game. This one weapon, because it's capable of one-shotting just about everything except death claws and really heavily armored bosses. Okay, but when you look through it, the scope is dead steady, makes it very easy to use. And I see that we have messed up. We do not have there we go. Might want to reload this thing. Okay, so there is my weapon of choice. I actually run with that and the AUG, which you can also do a search for, a Steyr AUG, and pick that up. And I use that for most of the things, but when I want to do long-range sniping, by God, I've got it. Normally we'll keep the gun put away until I need it, and I'll hit the Q key and hit the VAT system for the first shot, and then decide if I need to use it again, or whether I just can manually aim. And I see our first 2 targets. And surprise, surprise, when a 50 caliber hits the bug, it's dead. And I get to actually level up. Now there's your armor perk that actually create your armor. I do want to create my armor, but right now what I really want is the rifleman perk, and I will get the commando perk later. I'll go up those chains as I can. And we'll go rescue Preston and the Mary group. You know, the only two I like out of that particular group are Preston and the Elvis impersonator. Okay, let's see targets. Raiders, 12 Raiders. So there are things about this game that I always found puzzling, like why this huge group of raiders is so bent on killing 5 people that obviously have nothing. I mean, don't get me wrong, you can be vicious-minded and all that, but you don't do this because you don't have anything better to do with your life than raid. And you don't get to be my age without meeting some people that are a waste of oxygen, but Lord Almighty. Okay, so rounds are cheap and they're easy and they don't weigh anything, so you might as well pick them up.
Hey, up here, on the balcony. I've got a group of settlers inside. The raiders are almost through the door.
Essentially
Grab
money.
that laser musket and help us, please.
You get a whole lot of fusion cells.
Show your face. Come on,
I hadn't even got through boot camp when one of the guys that we were was in my recruit company tried to rob a bank in the middle of a naval base with guards everywhere, and
Come on out.
went to jail.
Nice and quick. You can trust me.
And since the minimum sentence I think was about 20 years, we didn't see him again. And it just left me scratching my head to this day. Not that he was the brightest guy I ever met, far from it, but you thought you had enough brains to pull that off. Figure that one out before he tried to pull it off.
Send these crates back to London, boys. Remember, lads.
Remember, you can sell all that
To
stuff.
hide. It'll all be over soon.
We ride to Lexington to warn Hancock and Adams.
And down here is the computer terminal. You'll need the fusion out of this. We'll see. I just get myself locked out. Yeah. Have to wait a whole 10 seconds. I don't know if I can handle that.
Oh, I know you're here. I'll find you.
Okay, so when we get Preston and group back, we'll drawn into this, and then we will open up another, and we'll go rescue get Curie out of Vault 81 and bring her back, and then we can see the rescuing Nora.
There we go.
Okay, so the gate's open to us. Dog's in the way.
Only a fucking coward hides.
We'll run on inside here.
I'm telling you, man, let's just get the hell out of here. We got no reason to hang around and get shot. Find him and kill him!
Now we're going to creep.
You're nothing. Nothing!
Very unfriendly fellow. Gonna happen to a nicer guy.
Just getting warmed up over here.
Anyway, when the Navy was an interesting proposition. Most of the guys were pretty darn decent, but you sure had your cast of strange people.
Okay.
Now, I've shot this guy 3 times. And we'll go take care of dog meat. And
Man,
there's
I don't know
Preston,
who
and
you
there
are, but your
is
timing's impeccable. Preston Garvey, Commonwealth Minuteman.
God damn it.
Glad to help.
Well, if that's true, we could use some more goodwill. As you can see, we're in a bit of a mess here.
Maybe? Nope.
Please, go on.
A month ago, there were 20 of us. Yesterday, there were 8. Now we're 5. First, it was the ghouls in Lexington, and now this mess.
Sorry. Sounds rough.
Thanks.
Nah, that ain't
It's good to meet someone who really cares. Anyway, we
I'll
figured
mind
Concord
you
would be
that
a
the
safe
guy
place to settle.
in this story
Those
is a
raiders proved
military
us wrong.
veteran.
But
maybe.
Well, we
and
do have
I've
one
seen
idea.
nothing in this world to say there's anything to his equal, which is a lot of why I don't feel too bad about using the stats upgrade.
One good idea can make all the difference.
Sturgis, tell him.
There's a crashed vertibird up on the roof. Old school. Pre-war. You might have seen it. Well,
Old Sturgis.
looks like one of its passengers
My
left
favorite
behind a seriously
Elvison's
sweet
imitator.
goodie. We're talking a full
Impersonator,
suit of
whatever.
cherry T-45 power armor. Military issue.
I like it.
Yeah, I thought you might. Protection with an added bonus.
You know, I must have been here 50
Get the suit.
times and
You
never
can rip the
seen
minigun
that.
right off the vertibird.
Bingo.
Do that, and those raiders get an express ticket to hell. You dig?
Minigun. Now we're talking.
I know, right? Only there's one hitch.
Now, I don't know if any of you
Suit's out
have
of
actually
juice.
seen miniguns.
Probably been dry for 100 years. It can be powered up
They
again,
are a misnomer.
but we're a bit stuck.
They came from Project Vulcan, where they actually went back to the original Gatling gun used in the Civil War.
I'll help if I can.
And big chunks of
What
it
you'll need is
actually
an old
came
pre-war
from
FC,
Dr. Gatling's
a
invention.
standardized fusion core. Your high-grade, long-term nuclear battery used by the military and some companies way back when.
And
We
they
know
have
right
a
where to find
lot
them.
of
But we can't
interesting
get to the
properties,
damn thing.
and they're excellent,
It's down in the
excellent
basement.
machine guns,
Like behind a security gate.
machine cannons
Look,
for the most part.
I fix stuff. I tinker. Bypassing security ain't exactly my
But
forte.
they are not light.
You could give it a shot.
And I've never seen a man big enough to pick one up, let alone handle the recoil that would come out of it.
Actually, I already grabbed the fusion core. We're set.
Well, all right. Maybe our luck's finally turning around. Once you jack the core into the power armor and grab that minigun, those raiders will know they picked the wrong fight. Good luck.
Careful, kid. There's something coming. And it's angry.
All right, so we'll go up and grab the vertibird. And you now saw how I work the search function. So if you want fusion cells or something and you don't have one, obviously help. And you'll want to enclose the search term in parentheses. It's 2 words. Fusion core, and you can actually get yourself fusion cores if you need them. There's your minigun. I don't like the minigun. I do like my M2.
Up here. I thought I heard. Boss, we got somebody up here. I knew it. That's it. Wait, something's out there.
Why don't you get down here? Let you and my boys have a little talk.
Still waiting, asshole. Opening fire.
And I get to level up again. And I have something I really want out of the perks menu, which is armor. You get to make your own armor.
I think I got something over here.
And he's running out of friends real quick. By the way, this is fairly accurate. If you have this thing set up on a bipod, picking people off at these kind of ranges ain't very difficult. Well, on 20-foot lizards. Now, don't get me wrong. You absolutely can defeat this thing with a minigun. By the way, where you want to hit them is in the belly.
At least there's only one of them.
Death Claw will come back to you.
Now you're mine.
And he's gone. All right, folks, we have saved Preston Garvey. Obviously, you know, I could go on with this for hours, but doing all that in one sitting isn't going to be a lot of fun. So we will break this up into segments, and this will be the first segment, and we'll come back to segment 2 soon. This is your friendly neighborhood Tirronan. This is Fallout 4, my favorite mods, and I'm out.